Alright guys, today we're going to make a cheat sheet from our cheat sheet. Okay, so we're going to be looking into special triangles. We've already done a review on radicals, how to simplify, multiply, divide, and rationalize radicals. So we're going to look at special triangles today, part of trigonometry. Before I even introduce you to the topic, I want to show you on your cheat sheet. Okay, so I'm just looking at the end of course geometry reference sheet, and on the bottom or somewhere in the middle you'll find where it says special right triangles. Alright, so these are your special right triangles. Before I even teach you how to use the formulas, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make a cheat sheet from this. That way if they want the answers in radicals, you're able to get it. So we're going to make a cheat sheet from this. First thing I want you to do is just copy this first triangle onto your triangle here on your left. Alright, so we're going to write down exactly what it says. X goes right there. 2x goes right there. X radical 3 goes right there. Right, then go ahead and copy in the angles for me. So this is 60 degrees and this is 30 degrees. Okay, I want you to do the very same thing right here. This exact same triangle, copy it down right there. So this is x, 2x, x radical 3, and copy in the angles. So 60 degrees and 30 degrees. Alright, and I'll explain why I'm having you copy it down 2 times. Alright, then the last one, go ahead and copy the other right special right triangle. So x, 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 and then x radical 2. And then the angles for this one are 45 degrees and 45 degrees. So in your EOC, if you see any answers that are in radical form, or they want you to answer in radical forms, you need to make this cheat sheet. Alright, so I've copied my triangles down. Alright, there are 2 kinds of special triangles. You're going to know them as a 30, 60, 90 and the 45, 45, 90. Alright, so now we're going to make our cheat sheet on what sine 30 is, cosine 30, tan 30, sine 45, and so forth. Alright, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to start with this triangle. Let's go ahead and do sine of 30, cosine of 30, tan of 30. So what I want you to do is go to your first triangle and cross out the 60 because we want to use the 30. Okay, so we're going to be using the 30. From that, I want you to label your triangle, alright, using the 30 because I'm going to find everything with 30. Label your triangle, so we go opposite the angle, that's going to be what? O. Opposite the 90, that's going to be what? H. And whatever is left over is A. Okay? Very good. Now, obviously, if we're going to find sine, cosine, and tangent, we need to remember the formulas. Now, if you are given this reference sheet, the formulas will also be here. See, sine of A is O over H, cosine is A over H, tan is O over A. But just in case those are not there, you do already know how to find it. I use 3 old angels. 3 old angels sitting on high. What are they doing? Chatting about heaven. Okay. Alright, so the first one I want to find out is what is sine of 30? Alright, so sine of 30 equals. So sine of 30, remember sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So find opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 2x. Now, to make my calculations simpler, x is any positive number. The easiest one to always think about is just going to be 1. So just put x always as 1 on these. Put x always as 1. So x is 1 over 2 times 1 is 2. That way I get an actual number. Okay, so sine of 30 is 1 over 2. Alright, sine of 30 is 1 over 2. Let's take a look at cosine of 30. So cosine of 30. Cosine of 30 is ca, adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent, which is equal to x radical 3 over hypotenuse, which is 2x. Make x equal 1 just so I can get a number. And I'm going to get radical 3 over 2. Now you can make x any number, but just notice this. X is going to cross cancel, right? So you're going to get 1 there and nothing there because there's an invisible 1 with the number. Here, this cancels out. You get the square root of 3 over 2. However you want to think of it. But x is 1 or just cross out. All right, so cosine of 30 is radical 3 over 2. Tan of 30. Okay, so tan of 30. Tan of 30. TOA, tan of 30 is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is x over adjacent is x radical 3 equals. So you could just put x is equal to 1, or you could cross out the x's. So I'm going to get 1 over radical 3. So tan of 30 is 1 over radical 3. Okay? Nice and easy. All right, so we're going to do the same thing for 45, the same thing for 60. So we'll go ahead and I'll do the 60 first just so I can show you. So because I want to use the 60, I'm going to cross out the 30 because I'm no longer using the 30, I'm using the 60. Remember, it's the same triangle, but it has both 60 and 30 in it. So this time, off of 60, opposite the angle is O, opposite the 90 is H, and whatever is left over is A. Okay, so then you're going to repeat the exact same process as you did. We're going to find what is sine of 60. So sine of 60 equals, sine, remember, is O over H. O this time is x radical 3 over H is 2x. Cancel the x's or put them as 1s. You're going to get radical 3 over 2. So sine of 60 is radical 3 over 2. All right, see if you can go ahead and finish the rest of it. I'm just going to be working silently just a little bit faster. All right, so after sine, I'm going to find cosine of 60. Cosine of 60 equals ka, adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent, x over hypotenuse, 2x. Again, put the 1s or cross out the x's. You're going to get 1 over 2. So cosine of 60 is 1 over 2. All right, tan of 60 is TOA, opposite, which is x radical 3 over A, which is x. Cancel the x's, you're just going to get radical 3. So tan of 60 is radical 3. All right, same thing with the 45s. It doesn't matter which 45 you pick. You could actually pick any one. I'm going to cross just this one out and label my triangle from the other one. So again, opposite, the angle is O, opposite across the 90 is H, and whatever's left over is A. And then we're going to find sine of 45. So sine of 45 equals, so O over H, so that's x over x radical 2. Cross out the x's or put the 1s, so 1 over radical 2. So sine of 45 is 1 over radical 2. All right, cosine of 45. So cosine of 45 equals ka, adjacent, x over h, x radical 2. Cross out the x's or put them as 1s, 1 over radical 2. So cosine is also 1 over radical 2. All right, last one, tan of 45 is O over A, so x over x. All right, cross them out or put the 1, so 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. So tan of 45 is 1. And I've basically made my cheat sheet for what I need to do whenever I'm dealing with special triangles.